Kasi hindi naman ako nakakatanggap ng offers dati.
Before, have you ever taken a role purposely or purely for the paycheck, even if you were passionate about the project?
Storya ng buhay ko yun dati. Kahit
Ah,
ano ginagawa ko, tinatanggap ko. Thank God, yeah. Now I
Oo.
can choose, which is a blessing. Such a blessing.
Is it very
True.
different working on an international set as opposed to working for a Filipino set?
They really make sure that all you have to worry about is your performance. Kahit talent ka lang, you're treated with respect, you're addressed by your first name. I really believe that learning is a never-ending process, and the only way to learn is to branch out and to spread your wings.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Power Talks, where today we are sitting down with none other than internationally acclaimed actress, Miss Dolly De Leon.
Hi, Pia. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Miss Dolly, we know that you're very, very busy. So it's such a huge deal for us that you're actually joining us today and taking time out for this conversation.
I'm just, getting ready to leave the country.
Oh,
Yeah.
and this is a work trip that you're preparing for?
It's a work trip. Yeah, it's a series that we're shooting in Vancouver. Yeah.
Oh, are we allowed to say
Yeah.
the name? Is this the one with Nicole? Are we allowed to say that this is the one with
Well, actually, the one with Nicole is done. That's also done,
Okay.
finished na. The
All
one
right.
I'm doing this weekend is, it hasn't been announced yet, so I don't know if I can talk about it.
Okay.
But
All right.
it's an American series.
You just wrapped the series with Nicole Kidman. That was Nine Perfect Strangers. What was it
Yes.
like working with Nicole Kidman?
When I got there kasi, syempre, di ba, she's a really huge star. So, medyo worry ako what to expect from her. But then the producers gave us, ample notice about how she works. And so when I got there, hindi ako kinakabahan. It was an easy process for me. And she also made it easy for me as a scene partner. She didn't throw her weight around while we were doing the scene. She was very professional, as expected naman, na parang dapat lang, no, sa ilang years na niyang artista. So, yeah, she's very present when we're on set. She's friendly, she's warm, she's kind. She's probably more than what I expected her to be.
Oh, kasi sometimes, 'di ba? I think that's the perfect word when you said worries. Because when you see a big star, parang may ilang factor talaga 'yon, 'di ba?
Oo, at saka siyempre ilang years ko siyang pinapanood. Tsaka alam mo yon, na may dating siya na celebrity, 'di ba, superstar.
Mhm.
So, ang tendency 'pag gano'n medyo mai-intimidate ako. Pero hindi siya nakaka-intimidate. She made me feel very comfortable on set.
Okay. But does that
Yeah.
it's so impressive, of course, for all of us when we see, our fellow Filipinos working in the international scene, diba? On the international stage or international films and series. I'm wondering if somehow you still get starstruck, or is it a little intimidating to be working in the international arena
I
somehow?
do. I get starstruck. Yeah, I get starstruck. I get nervous when I get on set, but then they make me feel comfortable right away. So the nerves just go away as quickly as they come. Yeah, it's because the atmosphere in the international arena is really very welcoming and inclusive. So it I get over the starstruckness after a while.
Once you start to internalize and emote, then it's time to leave the pagka-starstruck
Yes.
behind.
Yeah.
Is it very
True.
different working on an international set as opposed to working for a Filipino set?
It's really very different. It has a lot of similarities, but in general, it's really very different. They really make sure that all you have to worry about is your performance. That's all you think about. When you get there, all your needs are provided. You're in a safe space. You have your own personal space. You never share any space with anyone else, so that you can really focus on studying your script and preparing for the role. um in many ways, it's really very different. They have all their bases covered there. They make sure all our needs are met, and everything that we need is provided, and the only thing we have to think of is getting on set and performing, and that's it. So it makes our lives so much easier compared to here in the Philippines, where sometimes you have to bring your own costume, you bring your own wardrobe, sometimes you have to share the space with other actors. I have nothing against sharing the space with other actors, but sometimes when you prepare, you really need privacy, and they ask you what you need. Everything is provided. Even sa mga pag-setup ng scenes, when they're setting up the camera and the shots, they have stand-ins for all the actors, like dedicated stand-ins talaga for the actors, so that we don't have to stand in front of the camera while they're framing it. Kasi 'di ba, ano Pia, that's how it works sa mga shoots, 'di ba? Minsan nagfe-frame yung cameraman, and you have to stand in front para sigurado siya na tama yung framing niya and all that. Pero don't provided yun. They have stand-ins to do all of that. And maraming differences. It's a long, long list of differences. Pero marami ring similarities.
Mhm. What are some of the similarities?
The similarities are, we have a call sheet, the usual things
Ah.
that you need for a shoot. Like you have the standard things that you really need at a shoot. And if you're in a good set, you're treated with respect. Kasi doon talaga, regardless of kahit talent ka lang, you're treated with respect. You're addressed by your first name. Everyone knows everyone's names. People don't call each other tita or ate, on set, they really know the name. So even if when you go on set, I noticed that when we have talents, they're really afforded the same amount of respect that the main actors are given.
With your experience on Nine Perfect Strangers, and then now you're jetting off again, jetting off talaga to do another international series. Does this make you want to just work on international films or international movies, or parang syempre there's still that desire to work pa rin here with the local artists?
I mean, I'm really excited about working outside of the country, because I've been working here for 30 plus years, 35 years na. So, na-excite ako dun sa prospect na I'll be working with different cultures, with different people, with different ways of working. Kasi for me, I really believe that learning is a never-ending process, and the only way to learn is to branch out and to spread your wings and to explore other places and other cultures and other styles of working. So if ever I would work here, it's because I really love the project, and I would love to work with the filmmaker or the director. But I'm really more looking forward to working abroad, kasi mas na-excite ako sa prospect na marami akong matututunan sa ibang bansa.
And when I watch kasi yung mga kumari behind the scenes ganyan of different shows or different films, there are always table reads, which I'm not sure if they really apply that here, but in the international set, ganun po ba na parang very strict that you have to have several rehearsals, run-throughs before you actually roll and start rolling for the cameras?
That depends on the filmmaker. Kasi kahit dito sa Pilipinas, there are filmmakers who insist on table reads and rehearsals. Meron naman ganun dito sa Philippines. Doon, it depends on the director. Sometimes we have rehearsals on the day itself before we shoot the scene. With other directors, they call for rehearsals before we even start working on the shoot. So it depends on the filmmaker.
Okay. How about you? What is your personal preference? Do you sometimes like coming in na parang isang run through lang para medyo raw pa yung emotion, or you like yung nakailang beses na?
I think it's because I'm a theater person. Mas gusto ko yung may preparation. Mas gusto ko yung pinag-uusapan kung ano yung gagawin. I like to sit down with the director and talk about the script and rehearse it, so that when we go to set, alam na namin kung anong gagawin namin, and hindi kami lost or confused. And that way, we also save time. Kasi alam mo na kung anong gagawin mo eh. Klaro na sa utak mo, because the director told you exactly what they need and what they want, and you also gave them your own input. So I really prefer going to set prepared. Pero kung ang proseso ng director is gusto nila sabak agad, and then very raw performance ang gusto nila, I'm okay with that too, as long as I'm informed in advance na yun ang sistema niya or yun ang process niya. Hindi ko gusto yung nagugulat ako na biglang, oh, kailangan mo na agad pumunta sa set, tas ano, ganon. Yun, medyo doon ako hirap. Kailangan ko
Ah,
lang ng notice.
mhm. Well, do you have also mga physical preparations pagdating sa bawat project?
Yeah, I do. It depends on the character I'm playing. Like, for example, sa Triangle of Sadness, I did a lot of research about how our OFWs talk.
Mhm.
Na yung mga OFWs na hindi based sa particular country pero based, for example, sa sa yate. Kasi
Mhm.
the character I played was working in a yate. So medyo complicated yung accent na yun. So I met some people. I met some wonderful and beautiful people in Sweden who helped me with the accent.
Mhm.
So that's it. And then another is also meeting other, like in when I did Nine Perfect Strangers, ang role ko naman doon madre. So I spoke to Sister Mary John, who is a nun in Saints Co where I went to school, and nagpatulong ako sa kanya kung ano ba ang way of thinking ng mga madre pag ganito ang situation sila. Kasi very unique yung situation na pagdadaanan ng character na plinay ko sa Nine Perfect Strangers eh. So I wanted to know how would a nun react to something like that. Mga things like that. So yeah, there's really a lot of preparation, and it's really mostly talking to people who have lived it.
Mhm. I read that you were very careful about the accent that you did for Triangle of Sadness because you wanted to make sure that nobody would be offended by whatever accent you used with your character. So was it a combination? You said you met with some of the people who worked in Sweden. They helped you come up with a perfect accent. Was it a long process trying to get that accent?
It wasn't really a very long process kasi what I did was I sent little snippets of Abigail's lines, pero the not the actual script kasi bawal i-share yung script eh. So ang ginawa ko, nag-annotate ako, then jinumble up ko yung mga lines, tapos pinabasa ko sa kanila. And then ni-record
Mm.
nila, sinend nila sa akin. And then hindi ko kinopya yung eksaktong accent nila. Ang ginawa ko, twinik ko ng konti para magkaroon ng konting mixture of parang mixed diversity. Kasi when you work in a yacht, you meet all sorts of people, eh, 'di ba? You're exposed to different nationalities. So medyo iniba ko ng konti. Tsaka another thing is when you're working in a yacht, lalo na dun sa Triangle of Sadness, lahat sila Pilipino, magkakasama sila sa trabaho. So most of the time Tagalog ang salita nila, hindi naman talaga English. They only speak English when they're speaking to the passengers. So yun, medyo complicated yung process na yun. Medyo nahirapan ako dun.
Mhm.
And I didn't want to offend, tama ka Pia, I didn't want to offend our workers abroad because I mean, we've already had enough of people making fun of our accent. I'm not
Mhm.
gonna mention who these people are. Pero alam mo na kung sino yun, you know, the way they make fun of how Filipinos talk in when they're abroad, when it's actually a caricature. We don't really talk like that. So I wanted it to be as real as possible.
Mhm. When you auditioned for your role on Triangle of Sadness, and when you saw the script, did you already have a feeling that this would be, a turning point somehow for you in your career?
I didn't really think it was gonna be a turning point in my career, but I knew it was going to be a very good film. I knew it was going to be a big deal. Pero hindi ko akalain na gano'n ang magiging reaction nila kay Abigail. Akala ko in general lang talaga kasi ang ganda-ganda nung script eh. Binasa ko pa lang, alam ko na wow, this is really going to be a masterpiece. Lalo dahil napanood ko na yung The Square tsaka Force Majeure, yung dalawang films na ginawa ni Ruben Östlund. So alam kong magiging maganda. Pero as far as how people reacted to how I played Abigail, hindi ka talaga ina-expect yun. At all.
Mhm.
Hindi ka ina-expect.
It was a pleasant surprise.
It was a really pleasant and wonderful surprise. It was a really nice surprise to receive at my age.
But actually, your role as Abigail opened so many more opportunities for you. Triangle of Sadness was not your first international project, right?
No,
Or
it wasn't my first international project. It was actually my second. My first was also a Swedish film. Pero short film lang siya, tsaka shoot yun sa Manila,
Mhm.
hindi abroad. So, Triangle yung first ko out of the country.
Mm-mm. And because of Triangle of Sadness, so many opportunities opened up for you Also, it got you your Golden Globe nomination, your BAFTA nomination, and then after that, you became a member of the AMPAS. Am I saying it correctly? The
Yes,
Academy
you
of
are.
Motion Picture Arts and
Arts and
Sciences.
Sciences, yeah.
Yes. What is it
Galing.
like when they told you that you were going to be part of the academy?
Nung una nga akala ko ano na-scam, parang akala ko spam mail lang kasi may tanggap akong email from them na inviting me to be a member. So ang una kong ginawa, in-email ko agad yung manager ko dun sa States. Sabi ko, is this true? Am I really being invited to be a member? Akala ko junk mail. So sabi niya, no, it's true. Yeah. So tinanong ko pa, so will it benefit will is there any benefit for me to be a member? Yes, do it, be a member. Sabi ko, okay. So nag-member na ako after that. Nakakatawa, di ba?
What does it mean when you become a member of AMPAS? You get to vote? Ikaw ba ay isa sa mga judges sa Oscars?
Yeah, we get to vote. Nung bago pa lang ako doon, akala ko, ang i-vote ko lang yung acting category. Pero turns out, lahat ng categories, we got to vote in that. So, for me, that's really important to me kasi there have been many times when um, the outcome of the Oscars are not always favorable according to my taste at least. Pero this time, I can honestly say na at least bumoto ako. And kung hindi man manalo yung binoto ko, importante, nandun yung boses ko, nandun yung boses natin. So, yeah.
And
It's
that
an
was for
honor.
this recently concluded Oscars.
Yeah,
Or
and
was it?
last year also. And
Okay.
also last year.
So
Last year
some
was the first time I got to vote.
so some of the ones you voted for nanalo rin?
Maraming nanalo sa mga binoto ko. I'm so happy. Yeah, majority sa mga binoto ko nanalo. So, happy ako
Wow.
doon.
And
Yeah.
you won't know kung sino yung nanalo until the actual show, until the actual
Yeah.
ceremony.
Yes. The actual
Ah.
ceremony. No one knows. No one knows.
Mhm.
Not even the governors of AMPAS knows that. Yeah.
Oh, ang galing naman nun. And so I always imagine na pagboboto kayo, parang all the judges, you're all the jurors. Are you called jurors or judges?
Members.
Members. All the members
Yeah.
are together, or do they send it to you separately and you do it on
They
your
send
own?
it to us. We go to the website where
Mhm.
we have a username and password, and then we vote. So, nandun yung list of nominees, and then we just tick kung sino yung boto namin. Tapos pwede rin mag-abstain. So, may option din na mag-abstain. So, it's the members. It's all the members of the Academy. People might think kasi na may board of judges yan. Wala eh. It's really the members who vote.
Parang ang hirap din, no? That means you have to watch all the films. And
Mahirap talaga.
I saw an interview of Conan recently. Sabi niya parang it's more than 100 already. And you have to watch all of that.
Yeah, that's why it's tricky with the Academy. That's why the campaign really matters a lot. Kasi the campaign is really what gets people to watch. So that's the main purpose of the campaign, yung get people to watch so that their film will be voted. Kaya medyo tricky. Hindi ko napanood lahat, honestly. Imposible, ang hirap. Yeah.
Oo. So kung ano lang, it depends also on the category. Kasi kung wari you watch one film and then you have to watch for the acting, you have to watch for cinematography, you have to watch for directing. Ganun ba yung process nun?
Yeah. Yes, ganun.
Oh.
Ganun.
Eh, pero yun, yung membership is good for 1 year, ganon. Tapos nire-renew na lang. They just have to email you again if they want to invite you back.
No, the membership it's for as long as you want to be a member, you're a member.
Wow!
Yeah.
And so every time you want to parang participate, you just tell them na, okay, I'll participate in the voting this year.
No, automatic na yun na lahat nagpa-participate. Pero alam ko, balita ko maraming members na hindi naman nagvo-vote. Pero no, it's not like that. It's talagang every year you vote. Pero the thing is, you're paying a membership fee. So if you're not updated in your payments, you can't vote.
You cannot vote. Parang
No.
alumni association.
Parang ganon, parang homeowners association.
Oo,
Wala kang
parang
right
ganon
bumoto
din.
kung di ka nagbabayad.
Aside from, of course, your work that we see on screen, we know that you also are very active in pushing advocacies that help improve the situation for film actors, film actresses, theater actors, theater actresses. You've been very vocal, about certain issues. Also, is this something that was rooted in you like back in school pa na parang you always felt the need to speak up, or is it something that just comes to you naturally?
Yeah, talagang opinionated talaga kasi ako eh. May opinion ako about anything and everything. So, yeah, that's really since bata pa ako, gano'n na talaga ako. In fact, I got into trouble pa nga in school kasi masyado akong outspoken. So, yeah, that's really my nature. I really like to express my opinion. And for me, it's really important that all of us express our opinion about everything that goes on in the world that we're moving in, and especially the society that we live in, especially when it comes to governance, the way we're being governed. Kasi parang people tend to forget that public servants are there to serve us, and they're not there for us to serve them. It's not like that. We voted for them so that they can serve us properly. So if they do anything wrong, it's only in our place to call them out on it. Dapat lang. Kasi parang ano yan empleyado natin sila eh. So natural, pag may empleyado tayo na hindi tayo satisfied sa performance nila, okay lang. Dapat lang na we call them out. So, yeah, I think it's really my nature to be that way. And I think that everyone should voice out their opinions about any dissatisfaction that they feel so that we can make the world a better place.
Is there anything in particular right now that's very close to your heart that you're really pushing for?
I have a deaf son, so I'm really more focused on that, on the deaf community. It's really important that we push for communication available to them, like providing sign language or an interpreter. And some people already do that. Like alam ko may mga artists na nagko-concert na meron silang interpreter. So it's important that we reach the deaf community by being more supportive towards them. I'm also very supportive of the LGBTQ plus community, that and the SOGI bill, that it for me, I really strongly believe that it should be passed already so that we have equal rights as everyone else in the world, and also when it comes to employment.
And you have no qualms about using your your craft, your art, to be able as a platform also to speak out your opinion or your advocacies, because some people, they're very particular. They say politics and art should not mix, but then of course there's also a school of thought that art is as also a reflection of what is happening in society, so then it's impossible to divide or to draw a line between them.
For me, kasi you cannot separate politics from anything else, because politics is a main part of our culture and our lives. So it's not something that everything is political. Everything is political. What we say is political. Our beliefs are political. How we talk to and deal with the people we work with is political. So how can it not be a part of that? And for people to say that you should separate life from art, that doesn't make sense to me. To me, that's a misnomer, because art is an imitation of life, and life is a reflection of art. So also, so how can you separate those two? They cannot be mutually exclusive. They have a strong relation to each other. I mean, in all the decades that art has been in existence in our world, all the great artists are influenced by what goes on in their surroundings, what goes on in society. So if people believe that, I don't agree. If they do, they're entitled to their own beliefs. But for me, I believe that we should always have a voice when it comes to politics and governance, because how we are governed by our politicians is reflective of how we live our lives. And sometimes how they rule us and how they govern us puts a limit on how we can fully express ourselves as human beings. So kailangan talaga meron tayong boses pagdating diyan. And just because artist lang kami doesn't mean na wala kaming karapatan na magsalita about it. It's a very controversial topic, and many people will disagree with that, but you can't please everybody. That's all I can say. And I'm not here to please people, so I'll just do what I want. Yun lang. Kung offensive na talaga yung sinasabi ko to the point na it's hurting people, then that's when I'll think about it twice. If makakasakit na ako. Pero hindi naman nakakasakit magsalita about that. Kung meron mang masasaktan, yung mga taong involved. And maybe that's a like a sign for them to change their ways so that they can make improvements on how our country is, running.
Mhm. It's actually easy kasi to have an opinion, but it's not very easy to voice out that opinion. So it really takes a certain amount of courage. Were you always encouraged as a child to speak your mind, whether at home or in school?
No, 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 not at all. I
That
went to
was
a
a quick
Catholic
no.
school. Yeah, no talaga. I went to a Catholic school. So, alam mo na kung ano ibig sabihin nun,
All girls.
yeah, all girls school, exclusive school. Your opinion was not really um important. It was never valid. And at home, my mom was really very particular about that. She was very strict, bawal sumagot, yung mga ganon. So I never had the luxury of being able to voice out my opinions freely. I just did it anyway kasi matigas ulo ko. Yun lang. So that's why nothing can stop me. If I want to talk a certain way or express my opinions, if my parents and my school weren't able to stop me, no one else can.
Well, that's a great way of putting it. At least hindi baliktad, 'di ba? Yung effect na parang because they try to stop you, then hindi na, parang ang naging effect nun is talagang magpupursige ka and I will
Mas
say what I
lalo.
want to say.
Oo, pag
Oo.
mas lalo niyo akong pinigilan, mas gusto ko magsalita.
Did you grow up po ba here in Manila?
I grew up in Manila, born and raised in Manila.
Mhm.
Parents ko rin born and raised in Manila.
Very accustomed to the big city life.
Oh yeah, super. Yeah, I'm a city girl through and
Oo.
through. Yeah.
And so how does that translate now now that you're an adult, with your own family? Do you encourage people around you, your kids also to do the same and be very active and vocal?
Yes, I do. I encourage my kids to do that. And my kids they're very opinionated as well. They're very opinionated in their own right and in their own circles.
Mhm.
Kasi my kids are not the typical Gen Zers na yung malakas ang online presence. Hindi sila ganun. They're really more active when it comes to their circles, their circle of friends, and
Mhm.
their communities where they go around. But yeah, I encourage them to speak up. Even my 12-year-old daughter, I encourage her to be very vocal about if she sees something wrong, to call it out immediately.
Are any of them involved or interested in the arts as well?
My son he's a graphics artist. He's very good at drawing. He's a visual artist. Um, Actually, my second daughter is also a visual artist. She paints. My eldest is also into acting. My youngest doesn't know yet what she wants to be. So I think most of my kids are artists.
That was in
Yeah.
the blood. How about your parents? Your dad was an engineer, right?
My dad was an engineer. My mom was a bowler, a housewife.
Mhm.
No artist there. But my grandfather, the father of my mom, was an opera singer. So I think I got that from him, the love of art.
Mm. When your parents learned about your passion for acting, were they resistant initially? 'Di ba mostly naman kung magulang, especially kung hindi sila galing sa arts, parang ayaw nila na yung anak nila
Hindi,
papasok sa arts.
hindi. Alam mo, for all the limitations I had growing up, going to a Catholic school and having a strict mom, they gave me freedom to do whatever I wanted. When I decided I wanted to take theater arts in college, they were all for it. They were very supportive, and I never ever heard them say, maybe you should change your profession. You're not really doing well there, or you're not making any money. They were very supportive. In fact, my father watched most of my plays.
Oh, and
Yeah.
would he be the type na talagang magbibigay siya ng critique or analysis after each
Hindi.
performance?
Hindi siya gano'n. Engineer kasi siya, eh. So,
Okay.
oo, so hindi siya mabusisi pagdating do'n. Ang mas nagbibigay ng critique yung kuya ko, yung panganay namin. Lagi siyang may notes sa'kin in everything that I do, yun. But no,
Na
my father was very supportive.
And yung notes ng kuya mo, nagagamit niyo talagang very,
Nagagamit ko, very constructive
helpful?
yung mga criticism niya sa'kin na nakakatulong talaga. In fact, whenever I do something, I go to him right away and ask him, and he
Hmm.
gives me his opinion, which
So,
I value a lot.
until now?
Until now, yeah. I just
Oh.
did the play last October, Request sa Radyo, and he gave me notes. And I asked for the notes and he gave me notes and nakatulong naman.
That's so interesting. Ang nai-imagine ko is when he gives you notes, is it like actual written notes?
No, it's just his
Okay.
mouth. It's just his mouth yapping and talking. Yeah, walang written notes. Ang
Ah,
nagno-note sa akin na written yung panganay ko, yung daughter ko.
ah,
Laging may note sa akin yun at nakasulat talaga.
but
Yeah.
so pati sa request sa radyo nagbigay ng notes yung panganay
Sa
mo?
request sa radyo, nagbigay ng notes. Tapos itong very recently, may ginawa akong stage reading, elegy. Ginawa namin last Feb. And may notes din siya sa akin.
Oh, baka
Yeah.
dinadamay nila pati yung co-actors. Baka may notes din siya for Miss Lea Salonga dun sa request sa
Wala.
radyo.
Wala silang karapatan. Tumahimik sila. Sa akin lang.
And then at least ano, parang you know how it's being received by the family. And so whenever you
Yeah.
have a new project, are they just as excited for you?
Yeah, super excited. In fact, the one I'm doing now in March, the one I'm flying to in Vancouver to shoot is sobra silang excited kasi they're a fan of the show. As
Oh,
in,
ano kaya
in
yung show
fact,
na yun?
oo nga eh, sayang hindi ko pa pwede i-share.
Oo.
Pero sobrang fan sila nung show na when I got the offer to do it, sinabi talaga nila sa akin, Mom, you have to do it. Kailangan mong gawin yan. Okay. So, I'm really doing it because I want to make my kids happy. This particular show I'm doing. And now I'm also excited kasi na ano na ako eh, na enthralled na ako sa world nila eh. Kasi after I got the offer, I watched it and nagustuhan ko siya. Ang ganda-ganda talaga. So, yeah, I'm excited about that.
So it's great also that the kids are so supportive and they're not the type na mommy don't leave, stay home, stay with us. They're super okay with you going abroad to work.
It's more of the youngest who's don't leave. Yung youngest kasi
Oh.
12 pa lang siya eh.
Oo.
So siya yung more of don't leave ganyan. Ay, aalis ka na naman, you're leaving again. Siya yung more of that. Pero the older ones are very 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 supportive.
So how do you compensate for that? The fact that she doesn't want you to leave.
Ay nako, dinadaan ko na lang sa video call. Video call tsaka pasalubong, 'yan. Video call at pasalubong. 12 years old so puwede pa siyang ano, eh, ma-sway ng
Oo,
pasalubong, eh.
makukuha pa sa pasalubong. I remember,
Makakuha pa sa pasalubong.
I think lahat ng ano 'no, working mom ganun talaga yun, eh. When you go on a trip, lahat ng iisipin mong pasalubong para sa mga anak mo. Wala ka ng bibilhin para sa
Oo,
sarili mo.
eh. Hindi, wala na. Hindi ka na priority kasi kailangan kong bumawi, eh, dahil ang tagal ko nawala, ganyan.
Was there ever a time, Miss Dolly, in your career when you thought na, I think I've done enough, I don't wanna do more, or ang hirap naman ito, it's so hard to get a foot in, ayoko na 'tong ituloy. Did you ever feel discouraged at any point?
Yeah, I did many times. Many, many times, especially during the 2000s, mga early 2000s. Maraming beses na gusto ko na talaga mag-quit kasi wala namang pumapasok na meaningful work. So, ngayon ang difference is may mga meaningful work na pumapasok. So, mas ganado na ako ngayon na talaga to stay, to keep at it and to just keep, pursuing what I love. Um, pero the thing is now, syempre I'm not getting any younger and 'di ba, hindi natin alam anytime puwede na ako mag-retire, 'di ba? So now what I'm doing naman is the exact opposite of what I used to do before. I'm making the most of it. I'm really working hard and doing as much as I can kasi parang it's a race against time and I wanna be able to do, more things. And no, I'm not yet at that point where okay na ako or wala, I don't have anything to look forward to doing anymore. Now I'm really more excited to see what else I can do and what other stories I can tell.
You mentioned around 30 years already of being in the industry. It's like all of a sudden there's this whole fresh new thing that you can look forward to. It's still, you're still doing pretty much the same thing, but it's a different set, different environment, different atmosphere. Would you say it's like kumbaga parang a new lease on of life on your career, parang ganon?
Yeah, I do. I really feel that kasi parang in all my years of being an actor, finally na-experience ko kung paano magtrabaho sa sa America, sa Germany, and then this time I'm gonna be working in Canada. So that's a very exciting thing. And I also worked pala in Sweden, so, and in Greece. So kasi one of the things I love about my job is being able to travel, because I love seeing new places and meeting all kinds of cultures. Kasi for me, traveling is the best education that you can ever receive eh. Parang for me, it's more valuable pa than going to school. Kasi ang daming mong matututunan talaga from people from different cultures. So yeah, mas na-excite talaga ako sa prospect na magtatrabaho ako sa ibang bansa.
It's so encouraging to see that after 30 years of being in the same industry, you still get so excited. Kasi some people, di ba,
Yeah.
parang after 30 years, parang wala na silang gana, ready to just pack up and quit.
Yeah, I think it's because yung mga taong ganyan, they've been doing a lot of meaningful work for a long time. Ako kasi I haven't really been doing any kind of meaningful work early on in my career eh. I was really doing mostly characters with no emotion. Yung characters na nandun lang para pakinggan yung bida dahil may problema yung bida. Sounding board kumbaga. And ngayon, nandun na ako sa pwede na ako magkwento talaga ng kwento ng character na pine-play ko. Tsaka mas na-e-explore ko na talaga ngayon yung human condition compared to before. Kaya excited pa ako. Eh, yung mga sinasabi mo, ginawa na, been there, done that na sila eh. So, okay na sila. Parang, quota na ako, may gano'n na sila. Ako hindi pa ako quota. For me, ang dami ko pang gustong gawin.
Mhm. If you had like one piece of advice to give to young aspiring actors, yung paumpisa pa lang na kasi I remember I read somewhere that you described yung buhay ng isang extra na pauupuin sa cardboard box as a chair, nasa ilalim ng init ng araw. What would your advice be to people who are just starting out and discouraged by scenes like that?
I guess I would say keep learning more about your craft. Attend workshops or classes, learn more about it. Get together with like-minded people, read scripts, study parts, play for fun. And if you see any working condition that you feel is not fair or is unjust, meron na tayong Eddie Garcia law. You can bring it up. I'm a part of a group called Actor, where we are a group that protects actors from unfair treatment on set. And that's the beauty of the Eddie Garcia law. We are protected now. So pag may nakita kayong ganyang treatment, huwag kayong tatahimik. At huwag kayong matakot na sabihan kayong may attitude problem o diva kayo. Karapatan natin yun bilang aktor. Kung meron mang nangyayari sa set na hindi tama, responsibilidad natin na i-escalate ito at malaman ng producers kung ano talaga yung nangyayari.
Our first question is there a role that you regret having turned down or a role that you auditioned for and didn't get that to this day nanghihinayang po kayo na hindi nyo nakuha yung role na yon?
Siguro kung meron man akong regret, it was a play directed by Tony Mabesa, where he offered me to play one of the daughters sa King Lear, and I turned it down kasi at that time hindi ako makagawa ng play dahil nagte-taping ako.
But is there a role that you auditioned for na hindi nyo nakuha tas sising-sisi kayo or
Meron.
nanghihinayang?
Oo, meron. Actually, hindi pa lumalabas yung palabas na yun eh. There's this one role I auditioned for an American production and hindi ko nakuha.
Recently
So,
lang.
yeah. Yeah, recently lang. This year lang.
Mm.
I auditioned for something na hindi ko nakuha. Yeah. And hindi pa siya lumalabas, pero I already know it's gonna be a really great show. I know it's gonna be a wonderful show.
Have you ever improvised a line in a film or
Many
a
times.
show?
Yeah, many times. Sa marami. I think improv is a huge part of filmmaking eh. Ganun talaga eh. If you can get away with it, if the filmmaker lets you get away with it, then it will happen.
The-
Sa Triangle of Sadness, maraming improv doon. may ilang Tagalog lines na nakalusot sa start ng film nung naglilinis ako ng yate. Pero yung ending, marami akong Tagalog lines na nilagay doon na hindi nakalusot. Pero marami akong English lines na
Na
nakalusot.
nakalusot.
Yung cutie pie, ano, ako lang yun. Wala yun
Ah,
sa script. Yung,
really?
yeah, nung pinapakain ko sila, yun.
Parang Pinoy
Yun.
na Pinoy actually yun, no? Yung
Di ba?
isisigit mo yung
Oo.
cutie pie. Oo.
Oo. Oo.
Have you ever taken a role purposely or purely for the paycheck, even if you were passionate about the project?
Always. That was the story of my life. I will just say yes to anything. Like, ita-text nila ako tonight para sabihin, pwede ba kayo pull out 6 a.m. tomorrow? Okay. Hindi ko na tinatanong kung ano role. Ba sige, tara. Yun. Storya ng buhay ko yun dati. Kahit
Ah,
ano ginagawa ko, tinatanggap ko.
pero ngayon, iba na. Now you can choose which ones you want to do.
Yeah, thank God. Yeah, yeah. Now I
Oo.
can choose, which is a blessing. Such a blessing.
What is the biggest misconception that people have about you, about Miss Dolly De Leon?
Misconception? I don't know. Kasi I don't think I really hear what people really say about me, eh. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I don't think people really tell me to my face what they really think of me, eh. So I don't really know
Would you
if
rather
there's
that
a
they told you?
yeah, so that I can fix it right away and tell them that's true or that's not true.
Mhm. Do you think you're approachable to them?
Oh yeah, I am. I'm super approachable. Sometimes I'm too approachable nga eh. Yeah, there's nothing mysterious or unreachable about me. I'm very accessible, as in super. I mean, I can't think of being any other way.
Oh, that's good because it's important also for young actors, 'di ba? There are so many veteran actors and actresses who say, "Ay nako, yung mga artista ngayon, iba na sila, ganyan, iba na attitude, ganyan, ganyan." But then they don't have the patience to teach them what the right things are. So at least, 'di ba, when we have veteran actresses like you who are very willing to
Alam mo,
exchange thoughts.
it makes me wonder why these young actors act that way. Maybe they saw it.
And some of the older ones.
I
Oo
don't
nga,
know.
no?
I could
That
be
is a
wrong.
very interesting point.
'Di ba? Where did they get that behavior from?
Oo nga 'no. It's not exactly a generation thing kasi hindi mo naman puwedeng sabihin lahat from
No,
their generation gano'n.
no, you can't say it's a generation thing kasi marami naman sa generation ng mga bata they're very respectful, they come on time, they're professional, they're sweet and kind and wonderful people. I cannot say that it's a generational thing, eh, you know, I think there is always a bad egg in every generation, but it doesn't mean that we should generalize.
What are you most proud of in your career? Is it the nominations? Is it the fact that you're in the international sets? Or is it something from early on in your career?
For me kasi awards are just a bonus. It's not a competition. We're not here to, compete against each other and prove to each other who's better, who's best, and all that. For me, it's awards are just a way for the project to make more money. Kasi pag
Mhm.
mas maraming awards yung project, mas maraming manonood. 'Di ba? Like, for example, yung Anora, ang daming awards sa Oscars, 'di ba? For
Mhm.
sure, ang daming manonood niyan.
Actually, oo
Dahil
nga, parang ngayon hinahanap ko na siya.
'di ba? Exactly. So it's really more of that. It's a money-making venture. That's what awards are. It's really a way for the producers, the production companies to make more money. It's pitting people against each other, which is so unnecessary. So I think that I would be proud of being able to work with filmmakers, writers, and actors who are like-minded as me and who just want to come up with really beautiful stories and great narratives and present life and show people a reflection of themselves and for people to, especially the minorities, for them to be seen that they are represented on screen. And that's what makes me proud, to be able to do things like that, to be able to show people that you are there, you are seen, and we can see you, and we recognize you. So that's what I'm proud of. And telling unique stories, that's what I'm proud of. Telling unique stories and telling them in a very unique way. So yun, doon ako excited, doon ako proud.
Did you enjoy the awards season? Getting all dressed up, all glammed up, walking the red carpet?
Alam mo, Pia, nakakapagod yun. Nakakapagod yun
Hindi siya
kasi
glamorous the way we see
hindi.
it.
No, it's not. It's not glamorous. Gigising ka ng 5 a.m. dahil kailangan mong maligo at umupo sa makeup chair ng 7 a.m. para may makeupan ka, tapos i-interviewin ka ng 12 na press na sunod-sunod, tapos may lunch ka, nagho-host ka ng lunch, tapos magpapalit ka ulit dahil meron kang screening sa gabi, tapos magdi-dinner pa kayo at chichika pa kayo, and then after that may inuman pa. Pagdating mo sa kwarto mo, 12:00 na, the next day repeat.
Wow.
Nakakapagod siya,
Whole day
nakakapagod.
affair pala siya. So it's
Whole
not
day
yung
affair
tipong
siya.
gigising ka, I'm thinking gigising ka ng lunch tapos mag-a-appear ka na sa red carpet.
Hindi, aayusan ka pa lalo kung babae ka, aayusan ka pa, puwera lang kung si Pamela Anderson ka na hindi na siya nagme-makeup, good for her. Sana kaya ko yun, hindi ko kaya yun, eh, kailangan ko pa rin talaga lumabas na naka-makeup. So, it's a lot of preparation, it takes a lot from us. It's not glamorous at all.
But
There's nothing glamorous about it.
when you're there
When
and
you're
para
when you're
hobnobbing,
there Yeah, when you're there, it kinda makes up for all the hard work that you do kasi people are really genuinely nice and they're genuinely kind people and they're very accommodating and they shower you with praise. So you kind of feel good about yourself. So yeah, in a way, it's that part I enjoy especially meeting filmmakers who I only watch from afar and actors who I've only admired from afar, meeting them. Yun yung mga talagang kasi nasa starstruck pa rin ako, eh. So, yun yung part na masaya, yung nami-meet mo yung mga idol mo.
who was the someone you met at any of the award shows na talagang that's the parang core memory that you'll keep with you?
Ay, core memory sa akin si Olivia Colman. Na-meet ko siya sa elevator, hindi ko yun makakalimutan. Siya yung unang-unang celebrity na na-meet ko. Si Cate Blanchett na-meet ko sa CR. Core memory yun, hindi ko yun makakalimutan ever. Um, um, Sino pa ba? Ang dami
So,
na talagang
kunwari Olivia Colman at the elevator, pakiramdam mo ba kasama mo si Queen Elizabeth?
oo,
Pag
grabe.
royalty talaga.
Oo, royalty talaga kasi idol ko talaga siya, eh. She's really one of my favorite actors, as in. So nung nasalubong ko siya sa elevator, wala akong pake. Talagang nagpaka-fangirl ako sa kanya, hindi talaga ako nahiya, as in. Pero ang mistake ko, hindi ako nagpa-picture.
Ay, saya. Pero okay lang. I mean, baka pwede natin hanapin yung CCTV ng elevator. Para
I
lang may
wish.
evidence.
I wish.
Would you like to invite our listeners and of course our viewers to catch you on social media and also of course on your current projects?
Hi everyone. Please watch Nine Perfect Strangers coming out on May 15th. Lalabas siya sa Amazon Prime. And yun nga lang, walang Hulu sa Pilipinas. But for those of you who are watching who are based in the US, it's coming out in Hulu as well. Nine Perfect Strangers on May 15th. And keep supporting Philippine cinema. Go to the theaters, watch Philippine movies. Let's keep the Philippine cinema alive.
Thanks for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and download Power Talks with PR Kanghel on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. Until the next episode!